How to score against spin in Sri Lanka. That's the topic that we'll be speaking about today on the Daily Show. I think it's very fitting because we're going to be trying to get some excellent interviews this week on different facets of the game. But I thought that we can dedicate today's episode to that because it's so fresh, it's so new, it gives you guys some time to digest what we're talking about, and we can get into the details. And we can talk about the players within the Proteas setup that are very important to surviving against spin in Sri Lanka. So that's the episode that we'll be doing with you guys today. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about that next. But before we get going, don't forget to click the eye on the top right of the screen for the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine. Every single issue is free, monthly to your inbox. You can do that right now, 100% free. But let's get into today's content. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine. This is your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin. This is my co-host, Aditya, and we're going to be talking to you about how to play spin in Sri Lanka. So we're going to give some insights based on what we've seen in the past, previous series. With India, he's obviously seen Sri Lanka play India. I've seen South Africa there. We've seen how we've struggled there in the past. So I'm going to look at the current squad and see how we can do that, and we're going to see what we come up with. So Aditya, let's start with you. What are some of the main tips that we could give to probably the Proteas side if they do watch this video on what we've observed as fans sitting on the couch watching these games, or maybe even live when we had the opportunity to watch games?
Well, a number of things, because over the years, India has played Sri Lanka so much that there is a template for success in Sri Lanka. But since we're talking about the South African team, that template is going to change entirely, because it's going to be 50 overs of difficult batting. There won't be any easy overs where you can capitalize. Perhaps it may be a little bit easier if the bowling pace, but generally to stifle the scoring rate, Sri Lankan bowlers are going to play around with the bowling speeds. And I guess given South Africa's record against spin, they are going to try to launch Hasaranga as early as possible. But what I think is important for South Africa is that they need to find ways of getting off strike. They can't be 1-run overs or 2-run overs. They have to show that urgency while batting, and they need to find a good estimate of what a winning total will be in 50 overs.
Yeah. I think as well what's very important is the rotation of the strike, like you're saying, because I think that's how you can play aggressively against spin smartly if you struggle. So the likes of Yanaman Malan, for example, and Aiden Markram, if they will be the openers in the ODIs, for example, I think that running between the wickets and rotating the strike will be very, very important to them, because I think the way spinners put pressure on the opposition is by getting as many dot balls as possible against you and making you feel uncomfortable. You don't know if you have to move out, you don't have to move right, left, back, go forward, attack, double step. There's all of these ways of placement, sweep shots, etc. It's about winning the confidence battle, because as a spinner gets, the more dot balls a spinner gets, the more confidence he gains. That's what I've seen with the likes of Shamsi. I've seen that in the likes of with Keshaf. I've seen that with Imran Tahir. I've seen that with a lot of South African spinners gain confidence by the more of the dot balls and the times that they beat the bat. So you need to play that mental game with the opposition. And with a guy like Hasaranga, who's I think he's ranked the second T20 spinner in the world, currently behind Shamsi, it's a guy that's very dangerous. And I think the more overs he has, he's obviously going to be more deadly. So I'm looking at only now at our openers, because I feel that Sri Lanka will probably open with their spinner. That's what I'm predicting. I don't know. Maybe they'll change. Maybe they'll do something differently. But I think if you really want to get at South Africa, that's what you do. I mean, so many teams have done that and found success. It's a real test for someone like Yanaman, because I feel that if Yanaman plays his attacking brand of cricket, I think it can go in his favor. Others think he needs to be a little bit smart when to run and when to attack. I don't think it's necessary to maybe double step all the time. I think get your eye in first, read the flight of the ball, read the consistency, because it's going to be very difficult for a spinner to change its lines and links quickly and all over the place and chop and change. He's going to try to find some consistency. Or am I reading this whole thing completely wrong here, Aditya?
You're not. You're quite right. It's important to have a holistic game against spin, and it will be a test of Janneman's technique against spin, and also Aiden Markram if he's open to batting. What is also important for South Africa to consider is that the set batsman needs to stay on for as long as possible. Far too long, particularly we've seen in the T20 series against the West Indies, that the set batsman has got out at a key time. And it's been very difficult for the new batsman to come in and start scoring immediately. Sri Lanka is going to present that similar challenge. So, if someone is batting on 100 by the 45th over, that player has to see it through the 50th over, because you can't expect someone to come in the 45th over and start striking at 200. That's just not going to happen. And that is why we often have that regret of scoring 25 runs less or 30 runs less. So it's important for South African batsmen to sort of plan that balance between attack and low risk strike rotation.
Yeah. Now I'm happy that the ODIs are first, because it gives us a lot more time, to get used to the spin. So I don't want these guys to try and rush it, I think there will be enough gaps in the field, of course, in the power plays, etc., to be able to, take advantage of it. But generally speaking, also, I think that South Africa they should have a batting unit currently with the experience that they've had in Pakistan, the experience now they've had against West Indies. I think that they have had enough time as a unit to learn how to play these tight games when spin is really playing its part. So I'm really excited to see how South Africa face this. We'll be doing an interview tomorrow with Aiden Markram. So guys, please join the show, watch it. It will be available to you guys tomorrow. And we're going to be getting into some insights from him and how he's adapted his game, etc. So don't forget to tune in again tomorrow for another episode of The Daily Show. To all the guys out there, thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to click on the eye on the top right-hand side of the screen to get your latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine. And if you're new to this channel, you know what you have to do. You need to click that subscribe button, click that notification bell for all future videos. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. See you again tomorrow with another Daily Show. Take care, everybody.